Hey Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. So I'm doing a deep love read because I haven't done one in a while. I used to do them every month and get a lot of requests for them. So I'm going to break it into three parts. We're going to start with singles, go into those of you who are partnered, and then end with those of you who are in separation. I'm going to timestamp in the description box below for the partnered as well as the in separation. Also, you're going to find in the description box my coupon codes for my June as well as my July specials that I'm running regarding, as far as my readings go, for those of you who are interested in working with me privately. Okay, so we have the first card up is Rejuvenate. So I'm not really going to be hitting on the astrology very much. It's enough for you to know that you have Neptune, which is the planet of fogginess, smoke and mirror energy in your fourth house of home. So if you're resonating with any of the relationship reads as far as anything going on with somebody that you live with, or the idea of home within your relationship, that might be a thing. You also have Venus in the 8th, which is really good, actually, place for Venus to be, just because it's about where you show up as a we in relationship. It also has to do with intimacy, blending money, blending communication, blending belief systems, right? So that's as far as I'm going to go with that. I'm not going to stop doing astrology. I'm just not going to be including very much in this one. So for those of you who typically tune in for the astrological aspects, I'm not going to be covering it in this one. Also, if you notice, I'm not assigning a particular date to this reading, because I really feel like these energies, because we're in eclipse season and so many things, it's kind of like the tides are turning right now, and a lot of these things are going to be rolling out over the next several months. So I really didn't want to restrict it to a particular smaller time period than I feel like is going to actually be playing out. So let's see, we have some mending and some peace going on for our single friends, as far as things that also trust the divine plan and the fates. Everything is happening in good time, exactly the way it's supposed to. Sometimes we don't want to hear that, but I like the fact that we got rejuvenate and mending. I feel like some of you are like getting over something, getting past something. We have the idea of pride that's alive and well here. We have the idea of how teachable are you. This came out for somebody else as well. Both of those energies. I don't remember. I think I want to say Libra, maybe. And then we have the idea of patience. So lots of patience is going to need to be exercised here. So we have rejuvenate, mend, and pride. So it does look like you may have been in something that really damaged your ego, really made you feel less than kind, less than good about yourself, going on here. It does seem like the idea of pride, healthy ego. There's a difference between having pride and being prideful. So it does seem like you might be healing from some situation that really did hurt your pride. We have trust the divine plan, peace, and looking at how teachable you are when it comes to relationships. What are you willing to recognize, in a clear enough way where you are ready, willing, and able to actually address it in order to be in relationship. So I just see a lot of reflection going on here. Doesn't mean you're not going to be meeting people, those of you who are single, but it does look like there's a lot of deep reflection going on. You guys are probably doing that anyway, honestly, just because of the energies that we're having right now. The fact that you guys are the South Node, we're in eclipse season. A lot of things are going on for Sagittarians having to do with relationships. So we have admit your vulnerabilities, and that's being clarified by something that's very fated. The fates are at play. You need to be very patient. Everything in its time. Everything in its time. I'll be honest, I kind of like these for you. It's not, I don't see like reactive energies, if you know what I mean. I see trying to think about things. There's a patience, recognition, and maybe even looking at where you might need to make some adjustments in order to be in a healthy relationship. So clarifying pride, we have the Knight of Wands. And this is all about this idea of, do you feel like something needs to be perfect? But the Knight of Wands is a very nice energy in that it's about you firing up your ambition, right? Things speeding up, blocks being lifted, things happening here. So I do like this. But don't focus too much on anything needing to be perfect. So we have the Eight of Swords as far as how teachable are you. You may still be trapped in something or someone from the past, right? This is a Jupiter and Gemini energy. And it's about feeling very restricted, self-imposed limitations, self-imposed restrictions, feeling sort of trapped and thinking that you're never really going to fully get past something. I mean, it's almost like this anxiety that ends up happening here, which can get in the way of you being able to think straight, you know, as far as whatever it is that you're in. You're going to need a lot of determination to pull yourself out of whatever this is, because it's literally like you feel you might just, even if you know that something that you were in the past wasn't working, couldn't work, I feel like you still may be holding on to it. And we have the Four of Coins, patience and self-protection. Look at this. Your vulnerabilities. Something happened that was like meant, even if it hurt, it was meant to happen to teach you a lesson. I know none of us want to hear that. But when we have the Four of Coins is about focusing on your security, your self-protection, self-improvement, watching your money, looking at your foundation, focusing on you. But some of you may be a little afraid to open your heart up full-blown. You know, full-blown. It's full of Celtic cross spread. Ten of Coins is being crossed by the Tower. Yeah. So something wasn't able to mature past the point that you something ended before you felt really ready for it, even though you're feeling this need is existing within you to settle this conflict, either within yourself or with somebody else, and you're just not sure how to handle it, how to deal with it. You know, the answer here is always, you know, really follow your heart. Let me just move this a little bit. Follow your heart here, right? Is really the best piece of advice. Not always the easiest thing, though, right? All right, so the situation right now, we have the Ten of Coins, a great energy, because this is about family, legacy, maturing, deepening of commitment, shared values, you know, all that. It's a marriage card, you moving in together, doing something together, you know, together, becoming kind of like each other's family sort of thing. But when we have it and being crossed by the Tower, it's kind of like, sort of like a Tower reverse energy, almost like here, right? And then when we have this energy, it's like you might be trying to take, well, not even trying, like it's conscious, but you may be on some level to find yourself taking responsibility even when you're blameless for a situation in the past. And this could, you know, also this could also indicate that you are trying to hold on to something. So trying to hold on to that relationship that just was never strong enough to stand the test of time, right? I mean, that's what the Tower is. Mars is all about where should you go? What path should you be on? He's always giving us the red flags, and a lot of the times we're just ignoring them just because we're humans and we need to just be kind to ourselves. But this tell me, like, if you've clung to the past here to protect yourself from reality, your fears may end up materializing, and the collapse of whatever went on here, it had to happen. You can't feel responsible for forces outside of your control. Like if somebody ended something, or if they had something going on in their life, you can't mitigate other people's stuff. You can only, you know, mitigate your own stuff. But it does seem like that ability to have that maturing of something that you really would like, that settling the conflict and working something out, it does seem like you weren't able to do it because something wasn't meant to work in that way, right? But I do see there's a lot of energy here, Sagittarius, that's telling me that whoever's resonating with this is having a really hard time, feels very unwilling to let a person go. And that can create a lot of anxiety and obsessive thoughts for you. And as painful as it is, there needs to be an understanding that something reached its expiration date in your life, at least in the way that it was. And there's really nothing that you can do at this point except to accept the situation and look for the lesson in it and allow the release and be kind to yourself. Let it happen in layers, right? And we say it's okay to feel broken for a while. It's okay. But it's like it's almost like you're getting mad at yourself for feeling that way, right? Because you're in this emotional stalemate. You need to decide, right? You want to protect yourself. You know, you want to be able to move on, right? But it's almost like some sort of situation that happened that brought you into the space of being single. It's not going away. So you're better off just resolving it once and for all. Even if it means having to call that person up and say, look, we have to talk about that. Or maybe just write them a letter and, you know, mail it, but don't even put an address on it or something like that. You know what I mean? Something very cathartic. There's got to be some sort of release needs to happen here. We have the Judgment energy. Yeah, I mean, there's no question. A lot of you guys are certainly assessing. There's a lot of assessment here and letting go of the past and making a decision about the past and looking to shift it into a new phase. And a lot of you may be in the space of wanting to reconcile something, reconciliate or reconcile something. Like maybe something happened that you feel like there just needs to be an apology somewhere, or there needs to be a final conversation or something like that. And obviously only if you think the relationship is worthwhile and if the person's worthwhile, right? But there's got to be some sort of decision being made here. It does seem like this, right? That's you right now. Now the energy surrounding you is the Page of Coins. Now, the Page of Coins is very... Page always incites, first of all, a new cycle. This could indicate a new person, a new mental, physical, or emotional connection. This is about moving forward, there being progress. So I think that seems very positive, but you are kind of scared, right? I mean, we have the Queen of Cups in your challenge position. We have this in your challenge position. There's a lot of insecurity going on here. You know, you just might be feeling very insecure right now. You're having a hard time figuring out what it is that you even want, need, and desire in relationship. And then we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a good energy. It's a great, strong minor arcana. It's Mercury and Sagittarius. This is good news coming in. Lots of busy communication. This is great if you've been feeling held back, you know, stuck in something, waiting to hear back from somebody. Now, I do have to say, this is a good energy for those of you who have been in separation. But I feel more like it's a very strong moving forward card. Because we have the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Cups really is a very emotionally intelligent energy where you're recognizing that something just wasn't right, and it's time to move on with sadness but no regret. You got to let it go. You want to work on yourself. It does seem like this, but it seems like a process in letting something go. We have the Three of Wands, which is nice, right? That's moving on to realize your plans. This is a very busy period, you meeting somebody, like a beautiful new relationship. Something very different though, right? It's a Sun in Aries energy. It's fresh path, new perspective. Three of Pentacles, being able to collaborate with somebody. Beautiful energy. That's a Mars and Capricorn energy. We have the Ace of Coins. This is excellent. Beautiful, auspicious energy here. Really getting what you want. Getting what you want, or at least being shown how to get what you want, allowing the release of something to allow something new to start. And it's going to start slow, right? Because I feel like the Pentacle energy, the coin energy is besides money, it's mental, physical, emotional connection, right? So it's some sort of brand new connection that you're going to be able to feel very sort of connected to here. All right, and then we have the Justice energy. Beautiful. This is looking at making sure that your emotional needs are being met. This is about balance and fairness being really important to you right now. So maybe because something that you were in before was not so balanced, and now you're not having that anymore. So Libra energy. Libra's ruled by Venus. So very healthy mindset to be going into. Look at this. We get the Star. This is beautiful. It's about hope. A change for the better after a difficult time, and you being destined to be with somebody. It's time to find that person. We have the Page of Swords. Swords are air and thoughts. It's communication. Page is a new cycle. So you may be meeting this person online. And then we have the Lover's energy. Very nice. So the Lover's energy really is for you. First of all, for some of you, this is going to be a space where you're in connection with somebody. Maybe you're just meeting them online, while at the same time, you're loving yourself first. You're releasing any blocks that can end up manifesting the right relationship in the right way that is really, really healthy for you. So I really love that. For others of you, I want to just throw it out there. It does seem like for some of you, someone may come back from the past. And it's going to feel very fated, though. That's the thing, because with the star energy. And eclipse season always has this element of fate involved with it anyway. And because you have Venus in the 8th, and the 8th is a scorpionic energy, it's about endings and beginnings, the past. It has to do with things circling back around. A lot of you are going to have that experience. I'm just saying. So somebody may be reaching out to you online. And if that is your story, the Lover's energy is blessed, first of all, by Archangel Raphael, only if everybody is on the same page, recognizing that something needs to be addressed and fixed in the foundation of the relationship. Right? So I mean, I like it because no matter how we... Now, again, if you're getting back with somebody, it does seem like you have to address whatever areas of vulnerability that you were feeling. There's got to be a lot of honesty spoken here. It does seem like, according to the cards. So, yeah, those of you who are like, nope, I'm not going back to that. No, thank you very much. You're moving on and you're meeting somebody new online. And it's like your eyes are wide open with it, which I really like. Even though you have that Neptune in the 4th, that's okay. You have that Venus in the 8th, which I like. And you have Uranus in the 6th. You know, in the 6th is like your mental, physical, emotional health, it's your day-to-day. So there could be just some surprises going on. It's also your work environment. You know, and the fact that it's sextiling that 8th, you know, you might be meeting somebody through work or just like going to the store or something like that. But it's going to have a very fated element to it. You're going to feel like, either you might feel like, hey, you know, I think have I met this person before? I don't know, that kind of thing. Or just feel like, I don't know, the kind of thing where like maybe you took a different route to the store one day, and then because of that difference, you ended up meeting somebody, that kind of thing. Okay, so let's go on to our Sagittarius friends who are partnered. Let me just move these out of the way. Okay. Accept disappointments gracefully. Grieve your losses. What? Reassess. Yeah. I know a lot. I know a lot of Saggies are going through stuff in relationships. All the cardinal signs are, I feel like, and have been. Anyway, I mean, you guys are the south node of the moon, right? So you and Gemini, you have a lot of like karmic stuff going on right now. Discover your life purpose. Take off your masks. Alchemy. Mm-hmm. Let me pull one of these. Regeneration, that's a good energy. By the book. Blessed. All right. So something has a lot more value than you might be thinking acutely in the moment because of some sort of disappointment that is going on. It's the kind of thing where you might feel like now you guys may have experienced some sort of disappointment together as a couple. You know, maybe you were trying to get something done, maybe trying to get pregnant, or maybe you wanted to get married and something happened there, or you wanted to purchase a home and something happened, whatever it is. But accept disappointments gracefully, but also figure out what you're supposed to even be doing in this area. And what that means, discover your life purpose, and life means it's all encompassing. So what are you supposed to be doing? Where are you supposed to be living? What are you guys supposed to be doing at this point in your relationship? What are you supposed to be doing within relationship? What's the reason for all of this? right? And then once you can figure that out, we have this beautiful energy of regeneration, which is really nice. It's about just a lot. I'm just getting like a very improve. I'm getting a lot of communication. I'm feeling a lot of open discussion. We have grieve your losses being clarified by taking off your mask, right? So it's about showing up as the most authentic version of yourself, but you expecting that back from somebody else. Now, there's one sign that we don't have to say, hey, show up and be authentic, and that's Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a very, very authentic energy. But what could sometimes happen with Saggies is, I'm talking about the archetype. I don't know you, and I don't know what else is aspecting in your natal chart or anything else. So if you don't resonate with this, that's fine. This is just for the archetype. The archetype of Sagittarius a lot of times will very much want things to be their own way. And in an attempt to do that, they will low-key, maybe not so low-key, manipulate to try to pull somebody into their way of thinking. It's not done with malice or anything like that. It's just simply that they feel that their way is the better way. But what happens here is a lot of times people will sort of be back on their heels, right, when it comes to that. So what I'm feeling here is, because we have take off your mask and then we have by the book, recognizing that however something has rolled out, what the key here is, by the book means open communication, everybody's showing up in a very fair way, there being a lot of compassion and empathy and cooperation, and there are a lot of open ears, and not trying to play, because the mask energy here for the Sagittarius could be like, maybe acting like you didn't realize something even though you did, or trying to present a situation in a way where you're like low-key manipulating it in order to get your way, having to do with something. This could also have to do with maybe presenting some sort of information in a way where maybe you're not giving all of the information. You're not really lying. It's more of like a passive sort of type of manipulative tactic, right? And again, I'm not putting Saggies down, not throwing shade. This is just every single archetype has a shadow side, and while Sagittarians are incredibly brilliant, they're the philosophers and the travelers of the zodiac, ruled by Jupiter. It's all about truth, right? That energy is all about truth. This is one of the shadow manifestations. So it really is about doing things by the book, like not trying to play any sort of manipulative games, anything like that. Probably won't go in your favor if you do that. But there seems to be, we have reassess and we have regeneration and we have some sort of losses. So it looks like something didn't work out. You guys are needing to sort of shift your course a little bit, reassess, have a really good conversation. Again, the alchemy, very fair conversation. Nobody's trying to manipulate anybody. What do you need? What do they need? What does the situation need? Everybody's showing up. Everybody's communicating and being heard, right? You guys are blessed. Okay? I mean, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. You guys are very blessed right now, and I feel like you are. I mean, just you have a lot of beautiful energies on your side, even though things are very challenging for you. It doesn't mean that just because things could be tricky in the moment doesn't mean that it's not happening in a very beautiful way ultimately at the end of the day for you. So let's pull a few cards here. Okay. Okay, so with regeneration, we got, which is interesting, because regeneration is a very scorpionic energy, and then we have the death and rebirth energy, this one in the reverse, and this is another Scorpio energy. So you might be unwilling to let either a situation go that you guys were going through together, or this person, but you might be feeling kind of anxious about this whole thing. But there's a need to recognize that if something didn't work out, it wasn't meant to work out for you guys within this relationship. So again, this could be whatever it could be: buying a house, getting pregnant, a marriage, something else more direct within your relationship. But it is this idea of needing to accept something and look for the lesson in it and allow the release and just be really kind to yourself. But it does seem like this. We have grieving your losses, take off your mask, by the book. Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is really focusing on yourself right now. Very independent endeavors and doing some really solid work on yourself. Nine is the number of productivity, so it's really about integrating your body, mind, and spirit. And then we have the Six of Cups. Guys, I have to tell you, I feel like even though this is the partnered spread, I feel like you guys were either thinking about splitting up, maybe you did split up for a hot minute, and then you're getting back together. But it's because you don't want to let something go. You're focusing on yourself. You're trying to do the right thing, but we have the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is nostalgia and harmony in the past and reconciling something, reconnecting, right? And if you feel like you've suffered mistreatment in the past, things going better, things being remedied between the two of you. It's a nice energy in the upright. So I don't know if you have some sort of, if things were really trippy in the relationship and maybe it was like, all right, everybody, even if you're still living with them, things just not being good. There's the Six of Cups. Yes, it could be reconciliation, but it could also be reconciling something, reconciling some sort of situation. But for the time anyway, it's like you're each sort of doing your own jam separately. Let's see what's going on here with the Celtic cross. Queen of Swords, Seven of Swords, Hangman, the Magician, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Temperance. Yeah, I mean, look, you're looking to be fair right now. You're gonna answer. You're just like not sure though. There's something very interesting here because we have the Queen of Pentacles coming into this, which is a nice energy, right? It's taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, your finances. You know, this is a marriage energy. This also indicates maybe money coming to you guys as a couple. This could also indicate you guys focusing on financial management for the time. This is also a very sensual sex life energy. This is an energy of fertility, for pregnancy, for growing something, for buying that house, for opening that business, whatever it is. Now we have the Queen of Swords. This is very interesting because the Queen of Swords is all about the truth and the Seven of Swords is about dishonesty. So we have something going on here. So the Queen of Swords, now this could be you, this could be a partner, it doesn't really matter, but somebody's very motivated to find out the truth and the psychological motivation of someone, or some sort of situation that's going on within the relationship, right? But that's being challenged by the Seven of Swords. So this could be literal or metaphorical dishonesty. So this could and when I say metaphorical, this could be somebody who, you know, yeah, it's stealing. Maybe somebody's stealing your energy. You know what I mean? You could do that. Or somebody's trying to change you, right? This could also just be somebody who's very selfish, who oversteps boundaries, right? So we have this idea of truth versus dishonesty and what's really going on. And it just seems like you're confused right now with something that's going on in the relationship, because we have the Hangman as Neptune, and Neptune is just like, I can't see straight. You know, it's the landlord of the 12th house. But for some of you, I don't know, I mean, you could be in this situation. Now, first of all, let's just call it what it is. If by some chance, because I did mention before, there was some sort of disappointment having to do with like maybe a property or something like that, this could be a delay having to do with a home. So whether it's the sale of a home, the buying of a home, the remodeling of a home, and you just need to try to find some sort of creative solution to the issue at hand and really listen to your intuition and figure out like what is your belly telling you can be implemented right now as a solution for the whole thing, right? So some of you are going to be resonating with it like that, right? Well, you guys as a couple, you're going through this thing in your relationship together where it's not necessarily about the way you guys connect, but it's this other thing that you're needing to deal with. For others of you, you may be in this space where you're just not totally sure how your partner feels about you. Things might be kind of weird. It's almost like nobody's talking about the elephant in the room. You may have gone through a bit of a challenging time period. And it's like you, them, maybe a little bit of both of you are in this space where it's like, I don't know, if we continue in this thing on this path, are we going to end up sacrificing what we really, really want? You might be feeling that just about yourself, Sag. Your partner might be feeling that, you both might be feeling it. You know, where it's like, if we keep going along this road, as we're going along this road, am I going to feel like I have to martyr something? martyr myself, martyr something that I really ultimately want for us in this relationship in order to try to make it work. But we have the Magician energy here, which is straight up Mercury. This is an excellent energy. It really is. It's about crystallizing things. Remember, the Magician is straight up Mercury, and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini and Virgo. And Gemini is about communicating, and Virgo is about solving problems. So really, really good communication going on here. I like it a lot. I like it. You know, I like in numerology, this is the sun as well as the Wheel of Fortune. So it's taking a chance, and it's recognizing that it does seem like you guys have reached some sort of turning point in your connection here. And there needs to be addressing of the past. There needs to be, there's going to be some temperance here. I like this a lot as well, because the temperance is about cooperation and reconciliation and healing. And there being a lot of trust now, a new level of trust and patient cooperation had in the relationship after what was arguably, maybe not so arguably, a volatile time period for you guys, right? Very emotionally intense time right now. Now, again, it could be because of other things that are going on in life, you know, but very emotional time. Now, you, regardless of what's going on here, Sagittarius, you still have fire in your belly for this situation. Even though you're exhausted by it, you have perseverance to see it through. Whatever you're feeling right now, just know it's going to pass. This is temporary. You're probably feeling very defensive in one way or another right now, but just make sure that it doesn't keep you in a very negative mindset, because your efforts that you're putting into this relationship, everything's going to end up going in your favor. It's going to go well, meaning success on the other side of it. Not that you're going to win as in getting your way, as in you guys are going to find some sort of balance. Whatever needs to be balanced is going to ultimately end up being balanced out. Now, what is in your challenge? What's blocking you is we have the Chariot energy. Now, this is interesting to have as the block, because the Chariot's about moving away from the negativity. So this tells me, so there might be a little bit of self-indulgence going on here. There might be some arrogance going on here. This could also manifest as somebody just spiraling out of control and just going off the right path, and there being some sort of issue with the egotism and selfishness can be indicated here as well. So there needs to be some sort of shift in focus. You know, whether you're dealing with that right now, Sagittarius, or you feel like you're dealing with a partner like that right now. But in the near future, we have the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is about property and family and inheritance and generosity and support. And if you've been struggling in some way, either financially or just with like mental, physical, emotional connection, things are going to be getting better. It's like, you know, I have your back, you have mine, that kind of thing, that recognition that you guys are there for each other. And then we have the Eight of Swords, though, this is an interesting energy I'm getting, because this is like self-imposed limitation, feeling trapped, thinking things are never really going to get better at the end of the day, and that making you feel anxious because you can't see yourself staying in something the way it is, but at the same time, you can't see your way out of it. It's like the situation that felt so right for you at one point doesn't feel so right for you anymore. And you can't not recognize that. Okay. This is nice. I think you guys are just kind of going through something here. Yeah, because there are two aspects to a situation that you're needing to figure out. You're needing to figure out what is the best thing for you to do. Now, you might be going through something with money. I mean, the Four of Pentacles, it could be money, or it could be mental, physical, emotional connection. But it's this idea of security and wanting to protect yourself. You know, watching your resources so that you're sure to have a firm foundation later on. Now, a lot of you could be in that space. Others of you may not have anything to do with money. You just might be in a space of feeling very, very protective right now. Because maybe something's been going on in the relationship that's really challenging your ability to feel very secure in something. And you're feeling very protective of self, right? Because you're dealing with the King of Swords, a King of Swords in reverse energy. Which can be a little bit of a bullying energy. You know, not feeling very ready for something, thinking they were ready, maybe you were thinking you were ready. Then maybe not, you know. But it could be a little bit of a bully energy. For some of you, this could also indicate some sort of sexual problem, sexual issue. And that could run the gamut from there being something physical going on to there being maybe there's something, you feel like there's something lacking within the intimacy area, and you can't like not see it, especially with Venus in the 8th. You can't not see it, because that's the home of Scorpio. Scorpio rules sex. It's about intimacy there. So if there's any sort of issue or any sort of whatever going on in the area of intimacy, it does seem like that needs to be addressed, but it does seem like you will, because then we have feelings being shared, being well received, really positive communication coming in. That just leads to a deepening of the connection. So this is just a very good news energy. And then we have the 4 of Wands. This is a great energy. This is just expressing how you guys feel, like your love, your affection. This is the honeymoon card, right? You get married in the 3 of Wands, and you go on your honeymoon in the 4 of Wands energy. It's a very celebratory vibe. Very celebratory vibe. See, I see something very beautiful happening within the relationship. Maybe one of you is getting a new job, or one of you is getting some sort of opportunity, and it's just enhancing the relationship in and of itself. But we have the Strength card, which is good, right? I mean, if your relationship's been tested, things are going to be better. There's a need for balance. Somebody might need their ego stroked here, but that's okay. That's okay. But we like the Strength energy because the Strength is Leo, and Leo is the 5th house of falling in love, love affairs, romance, connecting, enjoyment, friendship within love, all of that good stuff. So I do like that. All right, my friends, that is what I have for our partnered friends. Now, by the way, thanks for being so patient with these. These are, as you can see, these are longer reads. And I've just been very busy with stuff. All right, so let's go to our in separation. So we're going to start with the separation cards. Okay. We'll pull a few of these, a pull of Valentine Wellness, a few of the homemade oracles, and see what messages we get for those of you who are in separation. First one up, I hid my true self from you because you challenged me to expand. I want you to see the real me now. I've been hiding from our love for too long. Ooh, hide, hide, hide. Got 2 hiding energies in a row. I settled for second best because I don't deserve you. Ooh. Okay. Wow, that's a heavy one. I haven't gotten that one in a while. I settled for second best because they don't deserve you. I hid my true feelings from you because you challenged me to expand. Outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. I want you to see the real me now. I've been hiding from our love for too long is being clarified by self-indulgence. Focusing on self-work, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. It looks like somebody is looking at themselves, so that's good. I settled for second best because they don't deserve you. And then we got clock. Time to heal, progress, takes time, needs time. So they hid themselves. They were exercising some sort of outdated thinking, and then clarifying that is, I know I lack balance, but it's not so easy to look at. Okay, them wanting you to see the real them and them focusing on themselves right now. I know I didn't handle things the right way, but I don't know how to fix it. I settled for second best because I don't deserve you. The idea of the clock is very loud and ticking. I'm not the person you remember. I don't know, Sagittarius. It looks like somebody really loves you and sees that they were not very authentic and didn't exercise a lot of integrity. And it looks like they went with somebody else who couldn't hold a candle to you. And everybody knows that. everybody who matters. So the lacking the balance and it not being so easy for them to look at, we have the 7 of Wands, which is a Mars and Leo energy. So I have to tell you, I feel like somebody is willing to fight for a relationship, even though things are challenging right now. They do on some level want to. Then we have the Hangman in the reverse, clarifying, I know I didn't handle the right way, things the right way, but I don't know how to fix it. Yeah. So I mean, this in reverse, this is a need to reevaluate, really reevaluate, and see. They need to see if what they want to do or what they expect actually from the relationship, if it's actually even a realistic possibility. Right? This is an energy that has to be careful of very rigid thinking or martyrdom, right? Yeah, I mean, or they might be, this might be your energy as well. This could always go vice versa. But it has to be recognition, like is some kind of fantasy or false narrative being held on to right now. And they have to really look over things with a lot of honesty to see if, you know, there can't be this sort of liberation from a situation that's ultimately not going to give anybody here what it is that they want. And that's the thing, is there's got to be a lot of just like honesty about that. Not the person you remember. Oh, we have the Tower reverse. So this is very interesting. I feel like there's a lot, they're having a hard time letting go of something, but a lot of them might be blaming themselves right now. Even though it's just a feeling the kind of situation where it's like, you know, maybe it's not all their fault, right? But it's like them holding on to the relationship, even though they kind of know, but don't really know, that the connection might not be strong enough to actually stand the test of time, right? This is the kind of energy where if you cling on to something too hard, those, because of fear, those fears end up materializing, and then the collapse is inevitable, and then there's finger pointing. But it doesn't feel like anybody should really feel responsible here. It's almost like something just sort of happened. Let me see here, because I don't know if somebody is just saying that. In other words, it's almost like, I have to tell you what I'm getting. I'm almost getting like a love bombing kind of vibe. Like they're making excuses for hiding their true selves, not wanting you to see the real them. So basically they weren't authentic with you. And then they're saying that they're with somebody else, but they're saying that that other person is second best because they can't hold a candle to you. Saying all the things that they need to say in order to get back. But then at the end of the day, does the foundation of the relationship have strong enough legs to pick it up again in the future? Or, you know what I mean? Like, do they know that on some level, but they're not giving up anyway? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it almost feels like they're saying what they need to say, and I'm not. Maybe they believe it in the moment. Let's pull the Celtic cross spread and see. Okay, so we have the Hierophant being crossed by the Two of Cups, Justice energy, Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay. Strong read. Holy cow. So we have coming into this energy the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is Gemini and Cancer energy. So Gemini is about the conversation, and Cancer is about feeling grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. Understanding what deep love is and what's necessary, like emotional honesty, right, is very necessary in order to make something work, right? But it's this idea of deepening love and having this emotional honesty. Now, some of you may be married. We do have the Hierophant energy, right, in the situation right now. And you might be separated from within your marriage. But this doesn't have to be that. I mean, the Hierophant is about commitment, partnership, celebrating the sacred in your relationship, right? So, it kind of is about this, though. But it's also about connection and emotional development and being able to conform, expectations being put forth and those being honored, right? That is that Hierophant energy. but it's being challenged by the Two of Cups, right? So when we have the it's kind of like the Two of Cups energy as being a little bit of a challenge. So you guys are in separation right now. There might be some sort of argument. You know, you guys broke up, but I mean, that literally is what the Two of Cups means. So, you know, having the Two of Cups crossing the air quite literally means like separation within marriage, is like the, you know, separation within a committed partnership. We have the crowning energy, though, is Justice. So Justice is Libra, 7th house of contractual partnerships. So this could be legal partnerships or somebody that we have a soul contract with. But it's about, at this point, it's about balance and fairness being super important to look at. And just remember, Venus wants us to feel good about being in something, right? She values things that are equitable and loving. So you want to make sure that your emotional needs are being met here, you know? Your emotional needs are being met. Very important. Wondering if some of you aren't having some sort of legal issue having to do with property. You guys are separated now. And then we have the Strength as the foundation. So this is a Leo energy. So if your relationship's been tested here, things could definitely see improvement, but there's a need for balance. The balance is very important to look at here, you know. It seems like somebody's ego's been bruised here for sure. We have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is understanding that there's a need to settle a conflict, either within yourself or with them. And you're just not really sure how to do it, right? There's some sort of conflict. And the conflict could have to do with money, could have to do with connection. So we have this being clarified, but you're being surrounded by the Six of Pentacles energy, which is about property and family inheritance. The idea of generosity and support, the idea of helping each other out financially, like them helping you out, you helping them out, or just you guys just being there for each other. But there might be some sort of issue where if you're in separation, there might be the core issue may very well have something to do with money, but that money thing could also be connected to some sort of situation within family. We have the Lover's energy as the challenge and the block. And the Lover's is always about needing to make a decision. There's always a choice. And the choice here is, are we going to try to work this out in a very healthy and equitable way? Recognizing that there are things that need addressing. We're not perfect. Archangel Raphael will bless you and help you guys along if that's the case. But it does seem like this is your block right now. And having this as a block can be a little challenging, right? Because it indicates imbalance, and you guys not being on the same page, and the shadow aspects of your personalities end up showing up, and you may be questioning what even kind of drew you into this relationship in the first place. And then, you know, you might even feel betrayed in some way, right? You might even be questioning if you guys want the same things anymore, wondering if you even share the same values at this point. But this is in your psychology. Okay? Now, we have the Magician. Okay, the Tower is clarifying that. Okay. Yeah, so we have the Magician, and the Magician energy is, again, Gemini. It's Gemini and Virgo. It's all straight Mercury. So Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. So it's communication to problem solve. But I like this for, sorry about that delay before. It's really about communication going fantastic. Any issues or any problems that you guys have been dealing with get resolved through a deeper understanding of each other's needs, you know. So I like it. And then we have the Fool, which is about relating differently. This is a new start, a new approach, doing things differently than before, going with the flow. It's Uranus, it's freedom. Is this feeling free? You guys right now, you have Uranus in that 6th house of your day-to-day. I just feel like you guys have been going through something. I think some of it has to do with money, and then the money situation may be lent to there being weirdness and connection. It's just something kind of like that, but anyway, that is what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.